everybody. Give everybody a chance to tap in with the kid before I start building on the subject matter for the day. And I got about 30 minutes, man. I don't really got much time today, but nonetheless, I'm going to still get this build off my chest, man. So hopefully y'all got about 30 minutes to spare, probably a little bit over 30, to build, add on, all that good stuff, man. So what's the word? How everybody living and feeling on this wonderful Tuesday? Hopefully y'all week starting off on an efficient, healthy, positive, and powerful note. And like I said, hopefully y'all got some time to build, chop it up with the kid for about 30 minutes or so, because that's about all the time that I have for today's stream in particular. Y'all see the subject matter for this. I got to go ahead and tackle these feminists real quick. You know what I'm saying? I done let off on them for a little second. Now I got to go ahead and bang on them a little bit more real quick. Montel, what's the word with you, my brother? What's happening? How we living? How we feeling? What's the word? Just Peach Queen, what's happening? What's the word with you? How we holding up? How we maintaining? Hopefully all is well. Hopefully we staying healthy and all that powerful, all that good stuff, man. Montel, man, we all good, man. As y'all see, I'm in the lab, in the gym, waiting for my little last client for the little morning portion. Javon Peace, what's the word? What's happening? How we living, how we feeling? But yeah, we gotta chop it up about these feminists today. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't forgot about y'all. I ain't forgot about the feminists out here. I ain't forgot about them. I ain't forgot about that movement, man. I ain't forgot about that portion of the population. I ain't forgot about y'all. May not have mentioned y'all in a minute, but I ain't forgot. So I'm gonna dedicate some time to y'all today because I got a little bit of time. So y'all gonna get some work today. Because we ain't forgot about y'all, man. We know y'all still over here. We still hear y'all, man. So go ahead and deal with y'all a little bit today. We gonna deal with these feminists, man, because they still out here, man. Still out here thriving. Still out here thriving and pushing forth a bunch of unnecessary agendas. Oh, Just, there you go. Maintain it. There we go. Oh, you already know. You already know, Just. You already know. Feminists be out here, be weird out here. Weird in the field. Airview, peace. What's the word? Lindell, peace. What's happening with you, my brother? Yeah, it's weird in the field, man. These feminists, man, like I said, a lot of people, and outside of the feminists and whatnot, was it 98.6 degrees? Peace, what's happening with you? But yeah, outside of just even the feminists when it comes to criticizing folks. Like I remember I said something a while back, you become what and who you criticize. So that's essentially what be happening, man. Like the feminists, man, be criticizing dudes, be dogging dudes for so long, they done became a mere reflection of these dudes that they criticize. So they get to acting just like these dudes that they talk about all the time. And I always find that to be funny. You know what I'm saying? So you spend all your time and energy talking bad about men and male chauvinists and things like that. And they end up being, like I said, a mere reflection of that image. You become what you criticize. If you spend all your time and energy, like you said, what you focus on grows. So if all you focusing on is how bad and how trash dudes are, like you gonna become that, man. I'm telling you, because that's where your focus is at. That's where your concentration is at. You gonna embody the characteristics of these people that you constantly criticizing because that's all that you keep focusing on. So I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna overly focus on the negative aspect of a certain population. Because if I continue to overly focus on that, again, that's going to grow and I'm going to start embodying those characteristics. So we got to watch it. Walker, peace, what's happening? And that's essentially what happens with the feminists out here. You know what I'm saying? They embody those exact characteristics. Y'all know what I'm talking about. These women get in relationships with other women and they start acting like these dudes. And then the justification, like that's literally the justification. Where these men do it, this, that, and the third. That's some trash justification. That's a trash justification. It's trash. Y'all supposed a population, certain group of people, spend all your time criticizing them, and then there you go. You become that. How nice. How nice. That's why I don't take a lot of them seriously, man. That's why I don't take a lot of these feminists seriously. I don't take them seriously at all, man. It's just a bunch of anger, a bunch of nonsense pointed in our direction. That of a man, that of a black man, a lot of nonsense pointed in our direction, and a lot of it is just trash, man. A lot of it is just trash. And they not trying to hear the positive side when it comes to black men in general. You know what I'm saying? When you trying to speak positively about black men, they not trying to hear it as if that don't exist, which we all know that that's some nonsense, man. You got positive and negatives everywhere. Lorenzo, peace. What's happening with you, my brother? Terrence, you say audio issues. Can you hear me now? It seems like every time I tap in, I have some slight audio issues, man. This is starting to get a little redundant now. Marcus, peace. What's happening? Just what you say. A girl told me I confused her because I have a balanced, sound perspective on men and women. I don't take sides. That's crazy. So dealing in equality is confusion. Dealing in equality, dealing with balance is now confusing to the population. But that's the world we live in. You know what I'm saying? When you look at everything equally, when you deal in balance, deal in equality, you are a confusing person. That's the way of the world. That's the way of the world. And that's what I get a lot. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when I look at things objectively on both sides, I get criticized by every side. You know what I'm saying? I done got criticized by every side at one point in time in my life. I done got criticized by women. I done got criticized by black men. I done got criticized by the LGBTQ community. I done got criticized by white folk. Man, I done got criticized by Asians. I done got criticized by every group of people at one point in time in my life because I'm looking at things objectively. I ain't never taken a side fully. You know what I'm saying? So I done got criticized by legitimately every group at one point in time in my life that I can think of that I done ever had an interaction with. All right, there we go. We good. Clocks in. Peace, my brother. What's happening? But yeah, at one point, I done been criticized by every group of people. Because again, we looking at things objectively. I'm not here to take a side. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. And I don't care who it is that I'm talking to. Oh, 98.6 for sure, 100%, and that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And they can't even realize that problem, that you embody the characteristics of who violated you, who you criticizing. It's like, man, you got to step back. That's why I tell people all the time, man, step back and analyze yourself. Analyze yourself, man. When you doing all this criticizing, when you criticizing, when you make it your life's work to criticize other people, step back and take a look at yourself, because I guarantee you done became that. Guarantee you. Lorenzo, there we go. Man, you already know I'm live from the gym, man. So you already know I done got it in. Already know. Terrence, and for sure, 100%. And that's what the main objective is. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not here to be people's friends, honestly. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here for people to like me. Like, I'm not here for any of that. I don't care if you like me or not. You know what I'm saying? It's all about getting the information out there, getting the facts out there. So I ain't really here to play on people's feelings and emotions and get them to love me and like me and all that. I'm cool with being hated. I'm cool with being not liked. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with it. I'm cool with being public enemy number one. Like, that doesn't like move me in a negative way. I'm cool with it. Because I already know a lot of people don't like the truth. They can't handle the truth. So I already know and understand that. So when I got a bunch of people that's not too fond of what I'm saying, then I know I'm doing something right. So I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Oh, Marcus, for sure. Yeah, you get a lot of that. And again, sometimes like feminism and all of that is to blame for all of that. Because 9 times out of 10, like, that's the type of, like, when you come across, and this is not all of them, but when you come across sisters that fit that bill like that, that's what you're going to get for the most part, man. And they following some type of feminist doctrine or ideology. And a lot of people got they breakdowns of what true feminism is and things like that. Well, I don't care about true feminism. I care about the feminism that's here in the wilderness of North America. And that form or that version of feminism is not healthy for black people in general. And that's just what it is. And that's just an actual fact. Everybody want to say, oh, well, feminism is this and feminism is that. Now, let's talk about what feminism is in America. The wilderness of North America. Let's talk about what it is here. That version of it serves no purpose, man. It only adds to the division between black men, black women. Once again, it adds to that division. And anything that adds to that division, I'm not for it. I'm not for it at all. Clocks in 100%, man. Like, it is a disease, you know what I'm saying? It's a disease to them. Because again, with the truth comes accountability. You know what I'm saying? So once you start knowing the truth, then you got to act on that in what you know. Or you got to act on that in what you know. And a lot of people don't want to do that. So that's why a lot of people run away from the truth. They do not want those facts. Because they get the facts, now they got to act on those facts. Because now they can't blame anybody when they don't do what's right and exact. So when they don't know the truth, they can always hit you with the, well, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? So they able to do that. But once you know the truth, once you got the facts, once you got the evidence, the data and all of that, you can't use that. You can't use that once you take that L. You got to be like, dang, I knew better and I still didn't do better. So now I'm accountable. But as long as I don't know, I can always use that excuse. Oh, I didn't know. Like, nah, that's why people don't want that truth. That's why they don't want it. Oh, just, man, I'm telling you, like I said, I done got attacked from every angle. Y'all already know, man, I done got attacked from so many different angles. Some of y'all done seen it. Some of y'all don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially my history on Facebook. I done got attacked at one point from everybody. Man, I done got attacked by, I'm talking about religious folks, non-religious folks, but you name it. You name the person, I guarantee you I didn't went back and forth with them at one point in time in life. Guarantee it. The wacky world, man, it like, not even that, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm cool with, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with people dealing with their truths, whatever the case may be. It's the respect, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can stand on your square while at the same time respect where I'm coming from and not bash where I'm coming from, then I can possibly rock with that. But that's never really what's happening. You know what I'm saying? People stand on, on their little square, and then they feel like they square is the only way, and they got to bash everybody else. And I'm talking about bash. It's a difference between trying to enlighten or educate someone in regards to why you feel like something that they doing is wrong, opposed to just like bashing their way of life. Like, oh, your way of life is trash, this, that, and the third, with no evidence, no facts, no form of education to support why you bashing them. You just bashing them because you don't like them. And that's what a lot of people be on. You don't have no facts, you don't have no evidence, you just don't like me, you don't like what I stand for. Like, that's kind of whack. Solo T, what's happening? Marcus G, and you know what I'm saying? Like, that movement got to go ahead and cease to exist. And a lot of times when people hear you say that, then again, they place you in a box as a man like you don't respect women. It's like I respect women enough to where I don't feel like they need to be isolated from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I respect women enough to where I don't feel like they need a separate movement. My movement is their movement too. So I respect women enough to where I feel like them having an isolated movement for themselves is a problem. Because I feel like my fight is their fight and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So that's how much I respect women. So me saying, that the feminist movement is trash, this, that, and the third, like, that's me respecting women because I don't feel like they need to isolate. I'm talking about black women. I don't feel like they need to isolate for me because when I'm fighting for black men, women, and children. Point blank, period. The black movement includes all of them. So I don't need to say, all right, this is the black women movement, the black feminist movement, and the black men movement. Like, nah. The black movement is the movement that consists of black men, black women, black children. Point blank. Point blank. Terenzo, 100%. 100% FS. Peace, what's happening? Savior Zoe. I mean, for real, honestly, like, they bout the same, really. Might as well be, might as well be. And it's crazy, though, because you have a nice amount of brothers, you have a nice amount of dudes that might about consider themselves feminists. And like I said, a lot of people want to act like you don't understand what feminism is and what it applies and all of that type of good stuff. I understand it thoroughly. Everybody always want to think that something is going over your head when you don't agree with it. That's always funny to me. You know what I'm saying? When you don't agree with something, everybody swears that it's going over your head, the people that support it. Like, nah, maybe I understand it, I just don't agree with it. And that's the case with like feminism. That's the case with a lot of religions and things like that. Yeah, I understand it, just don't agree with it. Don't agree with it at all. I don't agree with the people that are inside of the movement either. Like, I just don't agree with what they are saying. I don't agree with what the movement stands for. Don't mean I'm in the dark. You know what I'm saying? I understand it thoroughly. Just don't agree with it. Serves no purpose to me. Serves no purpose to me at all. Like I said, man, that's some white folk stuff. The white man was the original one that was disrespecting his woman, that didn't see his woman as deserving of any type of rights, of anything. Like, that's some white folk stuff, man. We wasn't operating like that, man. So again, that's why I say, man, that's not something for us. We were never operating to a point to where women felt like they needed to create a whole separate movement to fight for some rights and all of that type of stuff, man. Fight for fair treatment and all of that. Man, we didn't need to do that because we wasn't treating our women like that. We wasn't treating our women like that, man. That was them white men disrespecting their women, not seeing their women as deserving of any type of respect, all of that. That's where a lot of that stems from. And people don't be wanting to have those type of conversations. Savior, and that's always funny. It's like if I go meet up with some politicians and I'm trying to discuss a plan for black people, it's essentially that, a plan for black people. Who's included in that? Black men, women, and children. It's like the fact that you would have some sisters be like, well, what's in it for black women? Dude, if I'm going to talk about a plan for black America, you are included in that by default, unless you separate yourself from it. If you separate yourself, if you remove yourself from it, then that's on you. I'm not going to force anybody to be something that they don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't want to be black, if you don't want to be a part of the black movement, then I'm not going to force you to be. If you don't identify as that, then I'm not going to tell you what you are. I ain't got it. Like, listen, if you want to identify with this movement over here, go be my guest. But don't come running to us, you know what I'm saying, when we get some things that benefit us, or we, you know what I'm saying, manifest some things or create some things for us. Nah, you ain't want to be down with this movement. So don't try to run and be down with it when things looking up in our favor. Louisiana, peace, what's happening with you, my brother? So yeah, if people don't want to identify with the struggle, if people don't want to identify with the movement, then I'm not forcing it. I don't need to accept you in here then. Like, you don't want to be in here, then be my guest. Go join whatever movement that you feel is suitable to join. Dean, peace, what's happening? You say you have given up on that conversation. The brainwashing was too thorough for some. Oh yeah, the brainwashing is deep. Eugene, peace, what's happening? The brainwashing is deep when it comes to a lot of things in life. You know what I'm saying? The brainwashing is definitely deep. Yeah, the distorted, corrupted, and manipulated minds. Like, it's real out here. So that's why, like, some conversations are hard to have. But some of them conversations, I'm going to have them. Just so people can know and understand what I stand for and what I stand on. You know? But it's a lot of, like, especially when you're talking about feminism and things like that, man, of course, you're going to walk into a lot of horrible conversations, man. A lot of horrible conversations. I literally haven't really had a productive conversation with somebody part of this particular movement to where they make sense. In all honesty. Oh yeah, just man, it's 100% sad. 100% sad, man. But hey, such is the world. Like I say, man, you look at the world is out here sad. And you just analyzing all of the stuff that's transpiring, just everything. Like, it's sad out here, man. Like, the world is just sad. So that's just a reflection of the world. Just a reflection of the world. Just sadness, man. Sadness, Like I said, it's toxic. It's just all of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like I talk a lot about protecting your peace and protecting your sanity. You gotta do it. Gotta do it, man, because it's a sad world out here, man. Sad. Darren, for sure. Exactly. They do not want equality. That's why, listen, that's why when they are in certain positions, that's why they pushing their agenda more so than anything else. So that's why I say everybody be talking about equality. And they want to accuse, you know what I'm saying, they want to accuse the men and all this, that, and the third of pushing a certain narrative. But then when they get in positions of power, they do the same thing. They do the same thing. That's why every time you watch something in Hollywood, it's pushing that narrative. If they really wanted equality, then it will be balanced. They will push their narrative 50% of the time, but they don't. But their narrative is pushed all the time. But they the main ones talking about equality. Terenzo, for sure. They think they know. They let them tell it. Let them tell it they know what their movement is, boy. Let them tell it. They think they know something. Eugene, you say, does it the Me Too movement seem more like the Me First movement? Yeah, that's a good perspective on that particular situation, because that's what it starts to appear like. You know what I'm saying? Once all, you know, the accusations start coming out, like that's what it appears to be a lot of time. But yeah, that movement, man, that movement is something else, man. A little Me Too movement. That movement is something else, to the point where, again, and it's messed up, but that Me Too movement then just messed up some things for women that then actually been through some traumatic experiences, because it makes it complicated to really start believing some of these men, because they done came out and lied so many times to where it's like, man, when that's like the first thing that you believe now is that somebody is lying, man. When women come out and start accusing dudes of certain things, it's like, man, that movement's so hardcore, like you just automatically think that, they lying. Like that's where your mind automatically goes these days, man, when accusations start pouring in. You're like, man, they lying. You know what I'm saying? And that's messed up for the women that done actually been abused and all of this type of stuff, man. Because like now it's like you really suspect or suspicious when a woman comes out with some accusations, because all of the women that have been out here lying for clout, for money, all of that type of stuff. Sneaky peace, what's happening? What's the word? Omega peace, what's happening? Yeah, Louisiana for sure. And that's like with a lot of stuff, man. It always gets corrupted. And that's why that's why I was saying at the beginning, I don't know if you was tapped in, because a lot of people try to break down what feminism is, or what feminism meant, what it was meant to be, and all of that. I'm like, nah, I deal with what feminism is today. That's the definition of feminism. That's the version of feminism that I build on. The version that it is today in the wilderness of North America. Better future for sure. Shantae, peace, what's happening? Real supreme justice. No sisterhood at all. No sisterhood at all. But better future, yeah, man. That's the one. Those are the ones that they gonna get. Those are the ones that they gonna get. You know what I'm saying? That's why they go after the educated ones, because the educated ones have been trained by their institutions, been indoctrinated by their institutions. So that's why they go get them. Like we gonna get the sisters that have been indoctrinated by the Western educational system. Those are the ones that's better equipped to push on the narrative that they want them to push on. Yeah, Dean, very oppressive in the talking points. Very. But yeah, better future. Yeah, they definitely gonna go after the so-called educated sister. You know what I'm saying? The one that went through their system of education. The Western education system, man. Yeah, the ones that got all of these degrees, like those are the ones that's easily trained. Like they can get them to push whatever it is they want them to push. Like those are training grounds, man. The school system is a training ground, man, for real. In all honesty, that's what the school system is, man. It's a training ground. They train and they molding folks to push their narratives, to build up their empires. Like that's literally what they doing. So when you make it through that training system, like They like, yeah, we got one. We got one. We got one. She made it through our training system, which is the school system. She made it through it. She got these degrees. She's trainable. We can control her. We can plant whatever seeds we want in her mind and get her to say whatever it is we want her to say. We got her. Yeah, just they all weird. All of them. Sneaky, the big coat. Like I say, the truth hidden in plain sight. So yeah, it's definitely right in front of us. Walking 404, definitely a slave trading ground. Like I said, a lot of people get mad when I talk about it, but that's what it is. Yeah, better future at all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but let them tell it. You know what I'm saying? Like like I said, I can't stand having the conversations with them. I talked about this before, man. But when you run into a sister that got all these credentials from the school system, boy, it's hard to tell her anything. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, like I said, I don't normally talk about my credentials, but they swear up and down you can't tell them anything when they feel like they done got, you know what I'm saying, these several degrees and they done did this, that, and the third. Like, man, those are like the dumbest people I know got degrees, man. In all honesty, I'm gonna keep it real with you. The dumbest people I know, they got these degrees, man. They didn't went through the school system. Those are some of the dumbest people I've ever encountered. Some of the dumbest people I've ever encountered, man. Like seriously, I ain't even joking. Ain't even joking. Like I ain't joking at all, man. So again, like when they be using that stuff as a badge of honor, it's like calm down. That don't necessarily mean much to a person such as myself. That don't necessarily mean you know anything, even in the fields in which you got the degrees in. You know, so but they like to throw that in our faces, man. They love to throw that in our face. They love to let you know that they are educated, meaning that they just sat down in the school system. When you really look at the school system and how one goes through the school system, it really doesn't have anything to do with intelligence. For the most part, man, you passing tests, you memorizing answers and things like that. So a lot of the school system, man, don't really have anything to do with your intelligence. Like critical thinking, you know what I'm saying? How to think and all that type of stuff. It really has nothing to do with that. Like you memorizing answers for the most part, man. Like you memorizing vocab words. It's memory and things like that. You know, so, but again, they hold that high regard. No sense at all, just. Terenzo, hey, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Let one of them tell it, because I ain't going to speak for him. Clan Army of Allah, you say, gonna buy a dog and die alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know, but throwing that education in somebody's face is like annoying. And I know a lot of people like that, man. That stuff it actually starts to get on my nerves after a while. For one, because I done been through the system, so a lot of people make assumptions like I haven't, but I just don't go about talking about it like that because it really ain't something that I'm proud of. You know what I'm saying? I didn't learn nothing. I was just in there. Like I said, I mastered how to maneuver through the system. I went through college and all that. I didn't learn much. I just knew how to pass. Like I knew how to do it. Like I learned how to take their tests. Like I learned how they constructed their tests, and I just mastered how to take their tests and pass their tests and get A's on their tests, and that's all I did. That's why I say what I say about the school system, because I literally mastered it and was chilling. So I spent 4 years falling asleep, not caring about school, but getting A's on everything because I learned the system, learned the game. It's all a game, it's all a system. It ain't got nothing to do with intelligence. Nothing to do with intelligence. I'm telling y'all right now, I went through college and I'm telling y'all, like I learned the most in that period of time by doing outside study, independent research. It wasn't in regards to the things that what I was actually in school for. Didn't learn much in those fields. I just learned how to pass the test. Once I did that, and I did that by manipulating them, I'm telling y'all, man, I was smooth with it. I manipulated them to learn their system. Then once one of them gave me the game, I took it and ran with it. 4 years was easy. Everybody at college was hard. Man, college was easy because I learned their system. I learned the game. I said, oh, okay, this is what they look for. Oh, this is when you write a paper, this is what they looking for. Okay, All right. So when you taking a test, this is how they gonna word it. Like, this is how it's gonna look. Oh, okay. This is the pattern. Like, I just learned all of that. So I knew exactly how to study for a test. And I knew exactly how to format papers to where I got A's on the paper. Literally. Like, that's how easy it is. Dean, for sure, 100%. 100%. Savior, and there it is. You know what I'm saying? Like that, and that's what I'm saying. Real supreme justice. You say they so smart, they dumb and lost their common sense. 100%. No common sense at all. Like none. 9806, man. I'm gonna tap into that. All right, what we say? Shante, you say I learned more out of school. 100%. That's why I learned everything that I know that is relevant. You know what I'm saying? I learned it out of school. And that is a fact. Army of, I'm telling you, boy. I'm telling you. People, I'm speaking from experience with that one. Telling y'all, man, it was crazy. I'm like, oh, okay, this is it right here. This is how you do. It's all the system, it's all the game. My boy Antonio Peace, what's happening? Ed Justin, I mastered the system. Mastered it. Mr. Barbados, Peace, what's happening? Eugene, 100%. Like, and it was real simple once I got the breakdown, I'm telling you. Like, like I said, even with writing papers, like the paper, it didn't matter about what was actually inside the paper. Like, most of the they wanted the paper formatted a certain way. So all you had to do was just learn the style in which your professor wanted the paper. That was it. That was it. Literally, that was it. You could write a bunch of BS in that paper, man. As long as it's formatted to their liking, man, you about to get a B just out the gate if it look a certain type of way. And it's only a few, like I learned it was like a few sentences that you might want to have right and exact because that's what they gonna read. You know what I'm saying? So once I learned this, a few portions on that paper that they gonna pay attention to. And I was like, hey, what portions of that paper do they more than likely pay attention to? And she was like, boom, this part, that part, that part. And I made sure those are the best parts of my paper. Did that every time, man. I was flying colors, man. I was flying through the school system. So I'm trying to tell you, man, if you think that all those credentials and degrees mean something, I'm telling you they don't. Telling you they don't. Better future, man. They done left their brain in Africa. They done left their brains everywhere. Everywhere. Walking 4-4 for sure. It's definitely easier, man. I wasn't struggling in high school. I just didn't care. But yeah, college was just way easier, man. Easier. Yeah, Louisiana, I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? If I could go back and do it, I definitely wouldn't have went. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a fact. Definitely wouldn't have went. You know what I'm saying? But again, like I said, everybody want to profess to be educated. But it's like they're proof of education, these degrees. And it's like, nah, man, that's not really a measure of your intelligence, man. So I'd much rather be intelligent, you know what I'm saying, intelligent than educated. Because educated really don't mean much these days. It don't mean much these days, man. So I'd rather be intelligent. Saying you educated don't really be meaning much these days to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't be meaning, it don't be speaking much to me to say, oh, I'm educated. Because more than likely when somebody say that they talking about degrees and going to college and all of that, how intelligent are you though? Like, that's the true question that we need to ask, man. We need to study your level of intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Your level of consciousness, your level of awareness. Like, these are things that I respect more so than some degrees. And that's just an actual fact of the situation. Oh, Shante, nah, not worth the debt at all. Like, the debt that they not gonna get from me, like I said, they might as well cancel Christmas on mine. They might as well chunk it up and say they gave me some scholarships. You know, that's how they might as well do my student loans, man. Them mugs and turned into scholarships. They might as well. Cause man, ain't nobody got time for that, man. You giving these kids, you giving us all of this crazy debt at 17, 18 with no guarantee, no promise of a job. Then if I go to a bank trying to get a business loan, you're gonna be like, nah. And the reason you tell me no for this small business loan is because I don't have, it ain't no, you don't see the promise in this particular business in regards to it making money, being able to pay you back. There ain't no promise in me being able to pay you, but get a job after I graduate to pay you back. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it is what it is. They gave me that money. You know what I'm saying? I'm like Debo, what money, punk? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not getting his money back. You're just not getting his money back, man. Unless y'all give us reparations or something. So they might as well cancel that, man. They might as well do whatever it is in their power to cancel that. I'm gonna file hardship after hardship after hardship after hardship. I ain't gonna never be able to pay it back, man. Until y'all respect us as people. Yeah, just that's the only time I recommend it. Like if you trying to be like a lawyer or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Something where you need that, then cool. By all means, go ahead and do you. Even though they still gonna tell you, they gonna teach you some BS even in those fields. But hey, do you though? You know what I'm saying? You gotta go ahead and go through that so you can change the game. But then when you come out try to change the game in your field, then now you're gonna lose your license. So that's the catch-22 there. You know what I'm saying? So if you try to go into the medical field and you use the educational system to get it, but you want to use it to try to change the game, then the moment you try to change the game, then boom, they suspend your license. So it's like it's crazy. Real supreme at all. Definitely not worth it. Because you might not even end up in the field that you want to be in. Hence me. Walker, that was one of my tricks too. They told me how much of how much participation was worth, and I would answer like 3 questions a day, each class. All you had to do when you show up, you participate, you was automatically gonna get it. Like I think the lady, she was like, you automatically get about a 75 to 80 just off of the strength of participating. So I participated. I answered about 3-4 questions, whatever the threshold was. My threshold was 3. I like, man, if I answer about 3 questions within this class period, that's good. Man, just participating got me a B out the gate. Evan, peace, what's the word? What's happening? Def Mac, shit, going to school, accumulating all that debt with no guarantee of a job, a decent job messes up your credit and makes it hard to live. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, they'll get whatever money they want to get when I'm making more than enough that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So y'all threw me out in the wolves. Like I said, man, you a young boy. That's a very important decision to make when you 17. And more than likely, you might end up making a bad decision. But that's a heavy decision to make, man, for a 17-year-old. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us make that decision, man. We accumulate that debt, and then it's like, man, we doing everything what's right. Then we coming out here with jobs that's disrespecting us, and we need vehicles, we need places to stay. So when you accumulate that debt, man, you gonna automatically come out the gate with some rent, with a car note, with some car insurance, like all of this other stuff on top of that. Like, I don't know many people that came out the gate when they graduated college, man, with a job to where they could pay for everything, pay for all of that and be good. Like, man, most of the people I know that graduated, man, it was a struggle, and it still is a struggle for a lot of them. So they'll get it when I got it. They'll get it when I got it. But I ain't finna, like, one thing I'm not gonna do is stress myself out over it, because I played that game and then I didn't reap any benefits from it, and I'm struggling because I tried to play that game. I'm not gonna suffer from that or for that. No way. Because I did everything y'all asked of me to do. You know, so I'm not finna go out like that. I ain't gonna go out like that at all, man. But hey, that's part of the system that we get caught up in. And a lot of our peoples, they didn't know better. So a lot of times, man, the advice that we was given was go ahead, go to school, do your thing, then graduate, get you a good little job. Woo, woo, woo. We know that that's not the reality. We know that that's not the reality, man, but a lot of us got caught up in it, man. It is what it is. We gonna bounce back, though. We know what to do now. You know, so we know what to do now. So now we moving on according to that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? We moving according to that knowledge. We ain't gonna let that stuff slow us down. We ain't gonna let it happen. You know what I'm saying? We gonna move according to the knowledge that we have now. We did what we did in the past. You know what I'm saying? We took our L's, we committed our little errors, but now we learn it. And now we teaching the future generation, or at least we striving to teach them what to do, how to maneuver properly, based off of, you know what I'm saying, our experiences in the past. And that's how it's supposed to go. Like, that's how it's supposed to go. But for the most part, and we could get deeper into the science about being born in debt and whatnot. Yeah, Def Mech, it just definitely, if I would have known better, I would have definitely moved a lot differently. Definitely would have moved a lot differently. Ooh, boy, I'm talking about, I would have moved totally different from the way I moved. Like, it would have been the polar opposite of how I went into the situation. Definitely wouldn't have went into the situation the way that I did. But it's all good. It's all good. Like you say, you live and you learn. And the crazy part about my situation is I was actually saying a lot of this stuff then. So I like knew it. But I let the pressure from my elders get to me. But I was saying the same stuff I'm saying now. Back then, I was like, dude, this is a scam. This is nonsense. I didn't want to go to college at first. And they tricked me into playing football, but they got me. I don't want to say tricked me. They convinced me to play football in college. And that's where I'm at. That's where they got me. Once somebody convinced me that, hey, man, you can play at the next level, you should look into that, that's how they got me. Other than that, if they would have never convinced me of that, man, I would have either not went to school or I would have went to school but not accumulated the debt that I accumulated. But once they convinced me of that, I was like, damn, they got me, man. They got me. Yeah, trying. That's all you can do. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can do. Keep trying. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But it is what it is. Like I said, man, we learning. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't think like us brothers out here. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of negative stereotypes about us brothers, which again just ties back into the feminists. You know what I'm saying? So they like to prey on a lot of a lot of them non-factual, but you know what I'm saying? They like to prey on some of these stereotypes about brothers out here, man. But it's a lot of brothers out here with their head on straight. You know what I'm saying? That's putting in work, that's building, surviving, thriving, all of that good stuff. So it's plenty of us out here. So shout out to those brothers because, again, when it comes to the feminists, we get no love. They act like we don't exist. And they act like if we do exist, then it's something that we not telling the people. It's something that we disclose into, like we not disclosing to the public. So it's too good to be true. Something wrong with us and all of that type of stuff. But we out here, though. We out here. Yeah, Def Mac. Yeah, that definitely got me. That I ain't even gonna lie to you. They did their advice meant no harm, but it caused some harm actually. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, if I would have went back and did it, definitely would not have taken the path that I took. But hey, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, shout out to the brothers, man, that's doing what's right and exact, man. That's, you know, righteous out here, man. We earning and living a righteous way. We done made mistakes in the past, and we learned from our experiences to become better men. Like we out here. You know what I'm saying? This is out here. This exists. Like if you gonna emulate a man, and I'm talking about these women that like to be with women that like to play the role of a man, they seem to always play the role of the toxic man. Ain't that something? They don't never play the role of the righteous man. So if you gonna emulate a man in your relationship, my sister, if you gonna emulate a man, emulate the righteous brothers out here. Emulate the good dude out here. Don't emulate the brother that's out here sagging and overly toxic. Like, don't emulate them in a relationship, which is what they do. That's what they do. They don't want to emulate the righteous brothers such as myself. They don't want to do none of that. So I always find that funny. You know what I'm saying? When you look at two women in a relationship and one of them playing the role of a dude, they always play the grimiest dude. The grimiest dude. Grimiest dude. That's always odd to me. Why are you playing the grimiest dude? Like, that's funny. So it ain't no righteous brothers out here you can emulate. None. Like, nah, man, get out of here with that, man. Get out of here with that nonsense. You emulate dudes, and you choose to emulate the worst of the worst. Like I said, you became what you criticize. You become what you criticize. Actual facts. Actual facts. You become what you criticize, man. I ain't out here sagging my pants, man. I ain't out here toxic. I ain't out here on none of that. But they not emulating us though. They not striving to imitate us. They not striving to be on that, man. They want to find the dirtiest brother that they can imitate, and that's who they gonna imitate. That's what they gonna rock with. That's what they gonna roll with. But y'all, man, I gotta go ahead and make my move. I done went over my little time. I got a client that's about to pull in a split second or so. So I gotta get this gym ready, man, for this little last session, this period.